Welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Walker. This podcast is about my personal journey from being $25,000 in debt to getting to $1 million of net worth by the age of 43. Follow along with my journey, implement the ideas, and let's do it together. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's get started. What's up out there, guys, and welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. This is your host, Christopher Walker, and today is Monday, June 13th, 2022. It's been a minute, huh? It's been about 4 months, just a little over probably. You know, the last time we did an episode, just getting a little sweet tea here. Got my sweetener at the bottom, which you could see. That means I use a lot. But yeah, that's what I do. So, and it's been about 4 months. Last time we did an episode was right after this, or right before the Super Bowl. We were trying to do that sports betting versus investing challenge. And, you know, I wouldn't say it did that well. It seemed like the views on that went down. I don't think I'm going to adjust this mic real quick. I don't think the interest on that was that great. So, you know, I think that's a failed concept, but I do think it would be nice to at least just track our portfolios and make those in the future. That way we kind of see where we are with portfolio A, B, C, and when we started, how much that's worth, and, you know, how we could be doing with small amounts of investing. So a lot's been going on. It's definitely been a lot, probably too much to recap in like one episode. I just want to keep it short and sweet. When I say short, I mean like 20 minutes or so not super short. But, you know, I mean, there's been so much happening in the past 4 months. First off, I just want to address that, like, it's been so long. I need to get back on a routine with these things, because taking 4 months in between podcasts is just not going to work. You know, I've got to stay on like a weekly routine. Even one episode a week is not that much. It's just like taking the time. You have to sit down and prioritize it and just take like an hour, knock it out, and then just keep on track. So, you know, I'll try to be better, and we'll see how we do next week. But yeah, so I think the last episode we did was when we were looking at the stock market, and it looked like we were going to be in a, let's see, it looked like we were going to be in a, like a crossover here. I'm going to pull up my Webull desktop, so hopefully y'all can see this. Last time I was doing it, the SPY on the corner was not showing up right. But yeah, you can see it's up today. It's down to 374. We were just around 415 or so a couple days ago. And then we've had this huge drop down with all the inflation news coming out, this huge red candle Friday and another red candle today. So things are not looking good. But I think the last episode we did was about right here in February. And you could see right there, I was like, I think what we're looking at is we're about to see a weekly crossover of the 13 and 30 weekly moving averages. And every time we've done that in the past, it's been a pretty significant drawdown, because you can see in I think it was, I can't even scroll over, but yeah, so we had a big one in 2018. You know, it was just a correction, and then we went back up. And then the last one was in 2020, of course, with the big drop in just like a few weeks. And then we went back up on top, and then we've stayed there up until then. So I was like, this could be the first significant sign. You know, I would say at that point, I thought it could be a lot worse and a lot faster, but it still seems pretty bad right now. I mean, if you listen to the news, there's so much negativity as far as like the economy, which is understandable. Gas is crazy high. Groceries are crazy high. Inflation is crazy high. And the thing is, we kind of saw this coming with all the money printing in 2020 and 2021. You know, there was just so much that we're like, all right, this is definitely going to lead to inflation. So I think that's what I need to focus on, is that type of thing, that type of content. I don't think people really care to follow a sports betting versus investing podcast or challenge. I think the point of that was to kind of show that, you know, investing would be a lot better called than sports betting. And right now it's not that great, because our investing, you know, we had basically Cardano, Solana, Decentraland, XRP, and Stormex. And I think those are all, if you add them all up, they're probably around $100 to $200. But I think we lost about, out of our 1,000, we got up to like plus 600 on our sports betting account. And then that was actually dropped all the way down to like probably, I think, less than 100 by the time it was all said and done. So I think we were trying to go all out on the Super Bowl. We had just a couple $100 left at that point, and then we put something on Aaron Donald to win MVP. And I think if he had won, we would have gotten back up around, close to even, or maybe between 500 and even, something like that. But Aaron Donald, unfortunately, did not win the Super Bowl MVP. He could have, but I think with that second touchdown, Cooper Kupp, he was that sealed it for him. But yeah, so I was definitely rooting for the Bengals on that one, but it is what it is. That is, yeah. So basically, we ended up losing about $900 of imaginary money on our sports betting account. But the thing is, with our investing account, even though we're down probably somewhere in the range of like $800 or so, I'm still holding that because we haven't lost anything yet, because that's all imaginary too. But at the same time, it could come back. So we can definitely just keep that portfolio open. And then it's going to take probably 2 to 3 years at least to see us get back to 100%. But we could be way up by the end of it. So I'm just going to leave it open. And the only thing we lose on that is just if we sell now. So let's just ride it. But yeah, so we were talking about how whenever we're crossing over and the SPY here, you can see from this chart that we were looking to get like a downward move pretty hard. And then ever since then, we've seen that with the economy. I thought it was going to be faster, but at the same time, I'm still learning a lot of this stuff too. But you can see here, these are kind of the indicators that I like to use, is the MACD and the RSI. So MACD is, I don't even know what it means, but it basically will tell you kind of the waves of when things are going up and down. And I do tend to feel like it's accurate, because you can see whenever the MACD back in 2020 kind of closed out with the red wave, we saw the green, and then like it just stayed like that. And then, it continued here, but we didn't really get much red action. Whereas now we're getting these huge red candles to the downside. And I think the only way we could tell that was going to be reversed is whenever we get to this weekly point where we see like maybe 2 green candles in a row like this, and then we could potentially jump back into the stock market. So just to kind of, and then the RSI is the other one, relative strength index. This one will tell you if it's overbought or oversold. If it's up in the hundreds, which the SPY seems to not get too high, but it was 92 here back in 2018. So that means it's overbought, and then it's probably going to dip. And then right after that, we saw it drop to 68. And then in the pandemic area, it was at 74. And then it dropped down to about 21. So 21 was ultra low. But if you look at where we are right now, we're in the 30s. We're at 32.41 on the relative strength index. So that means we're probably, I don't know how long the recession will last. It could be a year, could be more. That's not my area of expertise. But at the same time, if we continue to drop down into the 30 to 20 to 15 area, you're probably in a good spot, or for a lot of these investments to buy. I'm just kind of waiting to see how low it goes, because, for instance, Fubo TV is one stock that I like, and it was $60 all the way up to in 2020. Right now, it's less than $3, and I know that I could get that and jump in and then probably be in profit sometime in the future, maybe 2 to 3 years, if things reverse by then. But at the same time, in that meantime, it might drop down to $1.50. So why would I buy at $3 when I could get it at $1.50 and 3 to 6x my gains from there? So just right now, I'm mostly on the sidelines. I did buy some Tesla, just one share, and then I bought some Netflix the day that it dropped from like 700 to 200. I got in around 225, I think, or 220, something like that. And it's still way down from there. So I probably, should have waited longer, but I took those lessons from those first two, and I'm just rolling with those for long-term plays. And then, I'm definitely going to add on to Tesla. Sorry, I'm over here just like making lines back and forth with my mouse. I'm definitely going to hold Tesla long-term when I think it has close to bottom, because I think they're a good long-term stock. And I'll do another episode about that as to why I do think so. I think they have a lot more left in the tank, no pun intended. So, but yeah, as far as crypto goes, just to kind of recap you guys, for 2020 and 2021, I was learning in that time. I made a lot of mistakes. I could have done a lot better, but I think the whole last bull run for me was kind of a learning experience. And that's what I'm taking it as, because I put in some money and then I pretty much 4x'd at the top. Okay. So I think once I got to the 4x spot, I kind of was feeling where I was like, all right, if I walked away right now, I'd feel good. And what I've learned from this past bull run is a few things. This is another episode I want to do. The first thing is like, trust your instincts on this stuff. Like whenever you got to trust your instincts, it's like whenever you have that feeling like, okay, I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of like fearful and I'm like, okay, I made enough where I just want to protect this and just be happy. That's probably the point you need to step away or at least sell most of what you've got, because you can still leave some in and make some money. And of course, you might look back and be like, man, if I just waited another month, it doubled. And that could be true. But then you also want to be happy and protect yourself from the downside risk, and that was pretty much November when I was like, all right, like I'm feeling good about where I am. And of course, that was a top. However, what's on me is that I was not doing my own technical analysis. I was listening to other people on YouTube that were only posting clickbait, like shock face, crypto videos where they're like, Bitcoin is up 1%, bull run continues. Like that's, I laugh at that now, it's, I'm not saying that this is anyone else's fault. I'm saying that it's all me. I'm just saying like I was listening to people instead of listening to myself. And I thought because these people were telling me that it was for sure going to 100K, what would be the point of selling Bitcoin at 60K or 50K, So basically I had 4x my money. And then at that point in November, that's when we saw the top of the market. All right. And then by January, we saw the big kind of first crash of Bitcoin where it went down to about like 40 something thousand. And so I pretty much lost, I think 30 to 40% of my portfolio within that month. And from there, I was still in denial that the bull run was over, and then tried to jump. I sold things and then tried to jump back in, but I jumped in when things were going green and then they turned red. So by the time it was all said and done, I think I probably lost like 50% of my portfolio from the top, just trying to buy back in. So it was like I lost 30 to 40, then another like 10 to 20% trying to buy back in, and then it kept going down. And so the next part of that is that in January, my tax bill comes. And so when you lose 50% of your gains, and then you have to pay 30% taxes on everything that you made in 2020 or 2021, it's like, all right, all my gains were calendar year 2021. All right. And then the crash happened in early 2022. So crypto really like got you on that tax calendar fiscal year, because it's like I'm paying 30% of my 2021 gains in taxes. And I already lost 50% of my portfolio. So it took a lot out of what I had. And so I basically, after taxes and stuff like that, like it's like almost to the point where it was basically just a learning experience for me. And I'm just starting over again with what I initially put in. So that definitely hurts. But I would say that I learned a lot from this last bull run. I know that things are going to go up whenever it's the day where I feel like euphoric and things are going to keep going up forever. Like that's the point where I need to sell something. I need to sell 10, 20 to 25% of my portfolio. And the days where things just go absolutely bonkers, like the day when Mana went up 5x or to $5 in one day from like 80 cents the night before, that's when I should have probably sold everything, because there's the days like that are few and far between. That was like a feeling I never experienced before. And I was just like, I can't believe this is even real. So that's probably the point when you have your best day and you win your biggest thing. Like that, if there's anything that sports betting taught me, it's that whenever you have like the feeling of like, this is the best it could ever be, that's probably the best time to get out, because you're peaking. All right. But the things I've learned is just, I need to be doing my own technical analysis. I need to be doing my own, like following my own instincts, because as you can see, like with this MACD, RSI, and the 13 and 30, I feel like those are the ways that you can kind of tell with crypto where things are. Lately it's just been going down, and it's crazy how low things have gone. Let me see if I can pull something up here. I'm not familiar with this Webull desktop that much. So I was trying to go just search, but I don't even know where the search thing is on here. So hopefully that doesn't make me look too bad. I just use it mostly on my phone. Excuse me. Get another little swig of tea there. All right. So just on that point, as I go through the next one, I'm just kind of waiting for Bitcoin to hit this 200-day weekly moving average again. And we're on the SPY still. So just saying, like, we need to factor that in. Let me see. There's got to be a way to search on here. I'm telling you, I do so bad with technology sometimes. This is like the 7th take I had to do with this. Here we go. BTC. There we go. I had to do like 7 takes because my audio kept not working. So it did BCH, which is not what I want. So let me take this off. All right, bear with me here. We can do this. Bitcoin. You would think Bitcoin would be one of the top easiest things to find. There we go. All right. All right. So now we're going to go to the weekly chart here. Man, the chart looks crazy compared to the SPY. And I thought it would already have the weekly moving average in here since that's what I have on SPY. Well, no, I don't have the 200 yet. So let me change that real quick. Nope. Well, I guess I need to work a little bit more on my let's see, settings, on my Webull settings. So we got 510 and let's see, 200. Let's do 13 or 30. And then 13. Hopefully people haven't left. I understand if you have. Let's see, let's do this. Yep. All right. So I like purple because that's what I'm used to. For my, well, need to switch these around. There we go. Green, blue. And then let's do purple here. I like the other one better. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so guys, as you can see, if you're still here and not leaving after that, we need to stretch this out more because this just looks ugly. Just the insanity of these candles. All right, so basically, you know, I feel like I kind of got turned on to Benjamin Cowan a little too late, and I think he would have been a breath of fresh air for me, especially in 2020, early 2021, when he was saying that Bitcoin was oversold at this point, or overbought, I'm sorry. And then that's when we had this huge red candle. Like if I had sold there, I could have probably 8 to 20x my stuff by buying back in down here. But it is what it is. And then at this time, like I pretty much got in most of my stuff in this area right here. So it was definitely on the way up, and I was just trying to get money and put it in Bitcoin and other stuff at this point. So, I mean, I felt good about where I was overall, but I think I bought in originally when Bitcoin was around 27, and then it rode up to about, you know, like 64. And then I had to stay in it all the way through the capitulation down here through July, and then go all the way back up to 69. And of course, didn't sell here. I sold probably here, and then tried to buy back in here, but then it just, I don't know. It's enough of that. Basically, what I'm learning from Benjamin Cowan is that whenever the Bitcoin moving average drops down to this 200 weekly, that's a good point to buy. And you know, we could drop a little bit lower as we did in 20. This was 20 what, 18 or 20? No, this is the 2020 crash. Yeah. So I mean, I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, all right, these prices are looking pretty good. Let me just pull it up on my phone so we don't have to do all that again. But I'm just looking here at some of this stuff, and it just looks really nice. I mean, let's see. So for crypto, we've got Cardano at 48 cents. I mean, that could be all the way back down to like, if it goes, I mean, I think it could go down way lower, but at the same time, like Avalanche, $16. Like, I mean, I think Avalanche at $16 sounds amazing. And I think it'll probably go to 300 if I had to guess by next bull run. So you could literally 20x that position almost, which is amazing. Bitcoin, I'm just kind of waiting on everything to seem like it's fully gotten to the bottom, and then as seeming like it's some kind of recovery, because I'm not going to buy in whenever it's a straight down curve like this, excuse me, or straight down candle. I'm going to wait till we see some kind of little green, double green in some capacity, which has not happened in a long time. And I don't think it will. So we'll see. But I think Bitcoin, I'm looking for an area around like 12 to 20,000. And once Bitcoin is in that range, then I'm going to probably start scaling into a lot of crypto. And then I'll have some stocks and some crypto, and then just riding those out until 2024 through 2025. So just basically knowing that the next peak, if it was 2021, is going to be 2025, or it could be late or early 2026, like January, because it's usually within a couple months, it seems like. But I don't think the peak is going to really matter this time as much for me, hopefully, because I need to be scaling out way before then. Like whenever we get these big pumps, like a day like that, like that's another thing I forgot to mention, is that there's going to be so many drawbacks or pullbacks in crypto, like a 30%, that it's like when you see these massive candles like this and you feel great, like that's when you sell some, and then you get a 33% or whatever, 30% that happens so many times with crypto in 2020, 2021, where it's just like, boom, you get knocked down. Like, and then there were so many of these. So it's like, if you could sell on the days of euphoria, then you jump back in with a little bit after like a 20 to 30% correction, you keep adding to that stack. But yeah, so that's all I'm trying to do, is just keep my money on the sidelines for now, wait until we get to like what I think is a good buying point for crypto, which is probably 12 to 20,000 for Bitcoin. And then wherever everything else goes besides that, I mean, ETH looks good at 1,200. I think it'll probably go lower. So I'm just waiting. Chainlink is already down like to $6. I think it'll probably go to, lower than that. But I mean, that's where I bought it at 4 to start in 2020, and it got up to 50. But of course it didn't sell at 50. I sold like at 20 something on the way back down. That's still not bad, but that's kind of where we are is just kind of waiting for the bottom here on the SPY and on Bitcoin. So I think I just need to, that's why my Bitcoin chart looks so bad, is because I don't have all this stuff down here, and it's just like these insanely tall candles. It's just rough. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm using Webull desktop here. I think it's the apps. It's not me. It's not the app. It's me. I just am not the best with technology, and I used to be, but I don't know. I'm only 35, but I feel like I'm already getting to the like old man screams at kids in his yard for technology type thing. Cause there's stuff every day that I'm just like, how do I do this? So anyway, listen to me for that reason, right? But yeah, I'm not trying to do this as a way of I'm just trying to help people avoid the mistakes that I made in my crypto journey. Let's jump back on here. All right, here we go again. Let me see if I can figure out how to stop video. Okay. Stop share, restart video. Okay. I thought start video meant stop sharing my screen, but it just means you actually have to press stop sharing screen. So who would have thought? So you guys can see where I'm at with technology here. Hopefully by take 7, this audio on this Zoom records and all this was not for nothing. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. I'm basically just trying to hustle here with my 9 to 5, with my side hustle. I'll talk more about that later. It's been pretty good this year. And I'm just trying to stack money and try to expand in some other ventures that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but now have some available money to do that. But I'm still blessed. I could have done a lot better in 2020 to 2021, but I'm still very blessed because I've paid my taxes on that. And now I've learned a lot. And I think I'm ready for the next one. And I'm in at this spot where the economy is going down, and that sucks for a lot of people. I understand that. And I'm just kind of being grateful for the position that I'm in to be able to capitalize on that whenever the market is dropping. So, these opportunities don't come around too often. You had a big crash in 2020 with the SPY. And then, the last one before that was like, 2008 or so with the recession. And that was when I was graduating college, 2009 or so. And the whole thing was just talking about how bad the economy is. But I figured out that e-commerce and sales are two things that people pretty much always need. So that's kind of a good niche that I found myself in here. And, I'm just grateful to be in a point where I can produce results for myself based on the skills that I've acquired. And now I'm in a spot where, I have money on the sidelines and I'm ready and I have knowledge too. So I definitely think if you give me, 3 years from here, I should be in a much better place than I am today. But 2 years from, 2 years ago, I really didn't know that much about the market or crypto. I was just trying to figure it out as I went. And I thought I knew stuff, but time in the market has taught me that I didn't know that much. And, it's all patience and just learning the market and the way it moves. And I still have a ton to learn. I don't know as nearly as much as other people, but I'm trying to keep it simple. And from what I've watched on YouTube, I think I can hold my own with some of the people out there. And of course, there's people like Benjamin Cowan who are so good at, analyzing Bitcoin and crypto markets that I don't even want to act like I'm in the same boat as them. But at the same time, just in terms of I'm trying to make it simple for people to understand that this crypto thing is a 4-year cycle. And it's not that hard. You just have to know when to buy and sell. And obviously I was in it for 2 years, still didn't even sell at the perfect time. But yeah, I still doubled my money. And then of course had to pay taxes on that. So I can't say I got to keep all of it. But if I do better this next time around, that's another route that could happen. So that's what's been going on with me. I definitely want to go in and do more detailed stuff. I've just wanted to kind of catch you guys up on where I was with the past 4 months. And I've just been trying to keep my head down and hustle. Things have been going well. But, I understand that you can't take things for granted. You just have to keep working and just keep stacking. So that's what I'm trying to do, is keep stacking so that when I go into this bull run or go into the bottom, I can be buying at the very bottom instead of buying towards the middle of the cycle like I was last time. And I can have probably 2 to 2.5 times the money going into the next cycle and buying at the bottom, whereas I had, what I had, and then I was buying in towards the 25 to 50% point of the cycle. So just think about that, how much different it could be if you're going within like 250, if you have 250% and you're buying in at the bottom this time with the understanding of how the market moves every 4 years and when to scale out of your positions. And hopefully I can trust my instincts better this time and hopefully help some people along the way. So that's what this channel is all about. Journey to $1 million is the goal is to get to $1 million by the time I'm 43. I'm 35 right now. I think I started this when I was 33. And so it's been 2 years and I'm in a way better spot now. I think that when I was first starting this channel, I was just about I had just paid off my debt on my credit card and consumer debt, which is like $25,000. And so I could have been pretty much 10%, although almost to the journey at this point, but I'm not. I'm still trying to get to 10%, but at the same time, I feel way better about where I was, and I have knowledge, I have skills and ammunition and experience to hopefully get there this time. So anyway, that's enough about me. I definitely want to continue this and just keep it going. And just the point of this is just to help other people and document my journey, because one day if I actually do this and then I'm like, okay, this is what I did, and if other people are following along, then they can be there along for the ride and hopefully teach me some stuff too if they have anything. So I definitely think, like we said, I'm not trying to come in with this mindset of I have all this knowledge. You know, I'm smarter than people. I'm definitely not. I'm just trying to experience these things. And, you know, I do feel like I can talk to people about it and hold my own, and understand how to make the money with that. But how to make money, I don't even know if that made sense. I'm just saying, like, I understand the opportunities that we have right now with these markets, and that's what I'm trying to connect with people on. So that's it for today. I'm pretty sure that last part was way too long and could have been a third of the time, but that's just how I roll. So y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you later.